The saddest people in the world are those who use the phrase, "Don't mind me, I'm just mad." And you should meet my friend Julian, he's mad too. These people always have really sad jobs.
Hi, it's Gary Davis here, and it's total chaos on the bit in the middle. I'm just completely mad, off my jolly, so wild, which is why I look like an assistant manager at Burton's Menswear.
What a sad man. Well, if these people want to go around saying they're mad, they should be prepared to take the consequences.
So, Mr. Davis, why don't you tell me all about Willie on the Plonker?
No, you don't understand. It was meant to be funny.
Of course it was. I recommend electric shock treatment to the genitals.
We'll be giving you this, Mr. Davis, so you don't bite off your own tongue.
Not in this case, Nurse.
We can't go much further into this experience, ladies and gentlemen, without introducing a key concept in sadness, something which, to avoid using the word spasmo, we shall call the school spanner. Now, in my school, he was called Stephen Sadie.
And in my school, Rob Newman. There was also another one called Stuart Hindle.
The school spanner will have a number of distinguishing features. Firstly, he will be very bad at sport. In fact, he will be more than this. He will take being bad at sport into a new dimension.
Stuart Hindle, on sports day, like with all your parents there, was so crap at the 400 metres he was allowed to use his bike. And it was a stowaway shopping bike. And he still came last.
Secondly, he will carry about with him a very strange smell. Not exactly B.O., but something sort of beyond B.O. Every morning, all spanners seem to put on a perfume distilled from incontinence, cabbage, and out-of-date Duraglit, and called simply Our Gran Lives With Us. For more information, we spoke to Irving Fitz, Professor of Ankle Swelling Up at the University of No Girlfriend.
The classic spanner will have a number of distinguishing features. Firstly, traditionally, he will only have one testicle. His mother may be found wandering naked round Safeways. He will become bald well before the age of puberty, which in the spanner is approximately 27. And he will think that the hardest person at his old school in Luton is someone everyone must have heard of at his new school in Carlisle. With girl spanners, there is also a period cycle of 4 weeks on, 4 weeks on, and furthermore, there is one other thing which... we do that, he's my mate. Sorry, it didn't hurt. Didn't hurt.
Most school spanners, with their special drink and their special glasses and their one joke they get overexcited about, will of course die before the age of 21, which is only right because it prevents the horrific possibility of one of them ever rising to a position of power.
Good evening. And the trade union bosses will say to him, kneel, and he will, and he will. He's not picking on me, it's just a little joke that we do together. It didn't hurt.
UKIA, hi. Yeah, hi. If you come to a busy junction, check to see if there's a lot of fast-moving traffic in the road in front. If so, go rebel yell! And then, look left, look right, look left again until you find your leg.
Written English controls your life so much that you can see your life as just a series of letters from infancy.
Dear Mrs. Badil, here is your child's vaccination certificate. David successfully vaccinated 29 people. Congratulations.
To childhood.
Dear Mr. Hopkinson, please can you let David off PE today, as he has asked me to write you this letter. Yours, Mrs. Badil.
To adolescence.
Dear David, this is a hard letter to write. It is over between us. It will never work with you going to university and me staying on for another year at Sixth Form College. Yours, Mr. Hopkinson.
The English language is a beautiful thing and has been exported around the world very imaginatively.
So, what shall we call this land we have newly found?
Well, it is a land we have newly found, so why not call it Newfoundland?
It's crap, but it'll do.
Have you thought of a name for that large island we passed on the way?
Ah, the one that was all glaciers and snow, all completely white.
Yes.
Greenland.
Iceland would be better.
No, we've used that.
B-Jam.
No. I prefer Iceland. It has a sort of surreal, ironic tinge to it.
It's crap, but it'll do.
We can always change it later.
One big question mark in the history of English is, where did the American accent come from? The Pilgrim Fathers left from Plymouth, so they presumably had West Country accents. Well, something changed somewhere along the line, or all the films would look very different.
Of all the gin joints in all the Thames in all the world, she has a walk in the morning. Play it again, Sam. 2, 3, 4. I've got a brand new gun. I'll do it again.
But perhaps the strangest of all British dialects is the one used by tabloid newspapers, who have invented a brand of English spoken nowhere in Britain, outside of newspaper offices.
How's your son Nigel? 26.
He's to wed.
Ooh, wedding bells for Nigel, 26. Is it a whirlwind romance, or is he to wed his long-time live-in lover, Lindsay, 36? 24, 36.
No, it's a tug of love, snip-hop, office Romeos, heartbreak, death plunge, sex change shocker.
He told of his ordeal.
He was ashen-faced as from his £150,000 house in London's posh Ealing, he told our reporter to four-letter shocker off.
Prince Charles has made several speeches warning that the English language is in decline. To illustrate this, he imagined a version of Hamlet in contemporary English. But this isn't really a fair example. Let's face it, there are many contemporary situations where Shakespearean language wouldn't frankly be much use.
At the third stroke, the time, that many-fingered creature, thief of days, who steals youth's visage in his carpal vice, time, sponsored by Accurist, now manufacturers of watches which do wrap round the wrist like shards of eternity, the time will be to be or not to be. That's the question.
Good evening. Tonight on the South Bank Show, I'm talking to one of the most neglected composers and lyricists of modern times, Ralph Perryman, the man who originally wrote all the songs now regularly sung on the terraces of football matches. Classics of his include He's Fat, He's Round, He's Always on the Ground, Cyril Knowles. Satirical songs such as Where's Your Father, Referee? And his latest, and perhaps greatest number, You're So Shit It's Unbelievable. Ralph, what would you say was your central message?
Well, I don't know, Melvin. An artist often works without a knowledge of his basic intentions. For example, my early song, We Hate Tottenham, which goes, we hate Tottenham and we hate Tottenham. We hate Tottenham and we hate Tottenham. We hate Tottenham and we hate Tottenham.
We are the Tottenham haters.
You see, I still don't know what that song is trying to say.
Well, for me personally, I think the theme of hating Tottenham comes across quite strongly.
Really, I always thought it was a song about spring.
Well, your most recent composition was a topical song which summed up the whole spirit of this last Christmas.
You're referring, of course, to Jingle Bells, Jingle Bells, Jingle All the Way. Oh, what fun it is to see Adams put away.
Now, you're also the man behind some of the great playground songs of the 1970s, and for me, there are three things which sum up the 1970s, Watergate, the miners' strike which brought down the 10th government, and the song My Friend Billy's Got a 10-foot willy and he showed it to the girl next door.
She thought it was a snake, so she hit it with a rake.
And now it's only 4'4". But you went on to write a series of popular carols.
Yes, that resulted in my most mature work, I think. We Three Kings of Leicester Square, selling ladies' underwear.
I've always found the central section of that piece intensely moving. I'd like to read it if I may.
I'd be honoured, Melvin.
Star of wonder, star of light, Tarzan set his pants alight.
And of course, the Tarzan motif recurs in what I like to call my opus magnus magnificent. Tarzan in the jungle, had a bellyache, wants to do a toilet, too late.
I understand that the lyrics there are allegorical.
Yes, Tarzan is actually me, and it wasn't the jungle, it was Alton Towers.
Ralph Perryman, thank you very much.